but it is very, come on, Mr. Magpies, wife and children. This is a face of the day, really unstated but pretty everyday makeup. I'm going to try and use as many high street products as possible, and where I'm not using high street products, I'm going to suggest some things that you could use instead of what I'm using. I tend to use what I have in front of me and what I'm testing at the moment, and I'll let you know why I'm spending money on stuff if that's what I'm spending money on. If you haven't already, then please subscribe to my channel. There should be a red button somewhere that you can click that says subscribe. The next thing you'll see is me with no makeup. There are some products that I'm testing at the moment, like Ilia, which are more pricey, but this is generally what I do at the moment for a really quick makeup look. You know that I always want quick, and I always want something that I can slap on without having to be too precise, and this is exactly it, but it's kind of more high street than high end. So the first thing I'm going to use is Lola, which is an eye base. You can get this in Marks and Spencer's, so kind of high street, and I think it's £14 for the pot. You get 5 grams, this lasts for ages. But if you're someone who has got a concealer that is the wrong colour, then you can use that. The eyeshadow I'm going to use needs an eye base. It really makes a difference for it. So any eye primer or eye base that you have, or as I say, an old concealer, just to give a bit of hold to the eyeshadow. Now the eyeshadow I'm going to use is one that I'm testing at the moment, and I've got a couple of colourways, but this is the one that works on my skin tone and that I keep going back to again and again, and that actually I've started to recommend to people who want a really nice high street eyeshadow, and it's the Smoky Stories Eye Quad, and this is in Over Rose. I know a couple of people, there's a greyish toned one, and a couple of people have been using that and have said to me that they love that. I'm using a slightly pinker one, a sort of, I think it's called Natural or something, which for me is just too pale, and if you look at me and think that I'm finding it too pale, then I think probably it's going to be too pale on a lot of people. So the first colour I'm going to go for is I'm going to do the light one all over the lid, and then I'm going to do the outer corner with this one. I've never yet used this middle, which is a highlighter, which has got really chunky gold bits in it, so I'm assuming that they'll just fall out as they do. So then I'm going in with my browner colours on the outer corners, and I just generally take this on the outer corner and into the crease, and I build it up according to my mood. Super quick, super easy. Just going in with a different brush just to blend everything together a bit, but you can come back. That's what I love about these products. Then I'm going to do, because I can't not, I'm going to do a black line with Smolder, but from MAC. And I'm literally going to scribble this as close to the lash line as possible. So I'm going to pull my eye out so that I can get right in there. And also I find lifting my eyebrow up. So I guess MAC Smolder isn't exactly high street, but it is something that you can get quite easily, and the reason I use it is my favourite non-waterproof black liner. So I don't really bother, I'm very lucky to get sent quite a lot of black liners to try, and I don't really bother buying anything but Smolder by MAC because it is my favourite. Then I'm going to get an angle brush and the darkest colour, and I'm going to smudge that over the top of the black. So I'm a big fan of doing this, as you know. I like to smudge up whatever kind of liner I've done, usually with a black shadow over the top, but because this is softer, more daytime, and I want to do something a little bit different, this is how I use it with this palette. So as always, when I'm doing a kind of smoky eye, I guess this is, I pull the brush up at the outside corner. I have one eye that is a lot rounder than the other. So I always like to bring the corner up a bit to give a bit more almond shape. If I don't, if I just go straight to the edge of my eye, because one is rounder, I get an almost 30s look, because the end of the eye overshoots. So it has a sort of down thing, so it makes it look rounder. If I just do a straight line round the eye, it's just going to make it look rounder. Whereas if I smoke it up a bit at the corner, it kind of evens them out and makes them look a bit more almondy. Now if you want, you can now go back in with this lighter brown and just add a bit more at the corner. And it is a really nicely buildable palette, because it is a high street product and cheaper. The colour payoff is less than you would get for a more higher end product, which some people will complain about, but I don't mind, because again, you know, you're paying £7. They're really nice colours, and it's nice to be able to go softer when you feel like it, or a bit heavier when you feel like it. That's something I'm quite a fan of. So a bit more brown along there. Now as usual, I'm going to use this, which again isn't high street, it's the Hourglass Ambient Lighting diffused light, to blend out the top edge. That's because for me the shimmer in this pale colour is just too much, but for some people that would be fine. But any palette you have that has a sort of matte or slightly shimmery neutral tone that would suit your skin tone, just because I want it to be nicely blended. Then I'm going to do mascara. So I found this, I've been sorting out all my makeup, getting rid of old stuff, and this is the False Lash one, Fauci, I think it's called, from Chantecaille, which is a very expensive mascara, but it's really nice. And this is the little sample that I got to try, and I've had it open for a while and it's still really nice, which I find reassuring, because there's nothing worse than paying a lot for a mascara and it drying up before you've had a chance to use it all. And it smells of roses, so make of that what you will. I hate the smell of roses, but this isn't too offensive. It's not bad enough that I wouldn't use it. Love a mascara that smells like cucumber. I spend a lot of time thinking about what I would do if I did my makeup line. Maybe cucumber smelling mascara is one thing. Right, now onto the skin. I'm going to use my Chanel Vitalumia Aqua, which again isn't high street. Sorry, I said I was using loads of high street products, but normally I would use my Benefit Hello Flawless foundation, but I feel like I would use that quite a lot when I do Face the Days, so I thought today I'd use this. But if you want a high streety one, I'd be recommending the Benefit Hello Flawless. But actually, Benefit's not that reasonably priced, so I don't think the Chanel and the Benefit are that dissimilar in price. I need to find a good high street foundation that I like. I've been really disappointed, so I've avoided buying them recently because I feel like I made bad choices and it just becomes a waste of money if you keep buying foundation that you hate. Then I'm going to use the Pixi Correction Concentrate in Brightening Peach. So I've run that under the eye, and then I'm going to go in with my Maybelline, again, this isn't high street, but getting a good corrector on the high street that you don't have to buy a whole palette for and isn't really chalky is hard. And this is £14 for this pot, and this pot is going to last you a long time. So I think that's a really reasonable price. I'd rather pay £14 for this that works than £7 for an entire correction palette that is a horrible consistency. Then Maybelline Better Skin Concealer. I used the Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer the other day, and I've forgotten how good that is. And as I say, this is like my school run everyday makeup. So I want to look nice, I want to look put together, I want my dark circles and my blemishes to be covered, but I'm not going for Kim Kardashian completely perfect skin. To me, it's going to take too much time, and it's completely unnecessary for the mums at the nursery. They don't care. They'll think I look weird if I have massive amounts of that. So then I'm going to set under the eye with the Laura Mercier. You can use any translucent powder that you have, but just the finer the better, and make sure it's not shimmery. But again, I find this is a really reasonably priced product that I've yet to find a good high street equivalent for. I think, I can't remember how much, but I think this is about £14, and one of these lasts me years. So then I'm doing my lower lashes with the Clinique Bottom Lash Mascara. I should mention that my camera keeps running out of battery, which is why it may be I'm zoomed in more or less or whatever, sorry. Onto the cheeks. So this is the Ilia Tenderly, what do they call it? Multi-stick, which I've been using on my cheeks, partly because I do that, and then blend it in with my finger. And then go over it with my foundation brush, and it's pretty quick. So I've been really liking that. Then sometimes I will go over the top with just a little dusting of Maudie, which is a Louise Young blusher, just because I find if I use a cream on its own, sometimes I kind of rub them off by accident, and so I almost use this as a setting colour, and it's just really pretty. I'm going to set, as always, with the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit. One product that I used to use all the time, which is a similar, if you want an illuminating powder, not as beautifully subtle as the Hourglass, but is very nice, is the Sleek Makeup Illuminating Powder. Now, I broke mine, otherwise I would be using it, but that is a very nice illuminating powder. I'm sure the high street are going to catch up with these, but at the moment I've yet to try one that is as pretty a finish. And then onto the lip. This is a Burts Bees Tinted Lip Balm. This is in Petunia, which is quite a pale colour. During the day, I would just really like to have a tinted lip balm or something, or a lip balm on my lip. If I do something and I find it's too pale, I just get any kind of lip liner. And this is a L'Oreal Infallible one in 701. And that is it. Super easy, really subtle, but kind of pretty face of the day. Done. I'll put a list of all the products below. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, and leave me comments, or feel free to email me if you have any makeup questions. I'm all about easy, simple, normal looking makeup. So if you've seen something and it's a trend and you want to get on board with it, but it's all a bit full on or much, ask me and we can find a sort of normal way to deal with it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.